ton of steak for years. And I think it's just one of those food memories where it's always going to be more perfect in your head, probably because it's a brew pub.
That happens sometimes.
But it's always a classic combo for me.
I feel like if you're trying to recreate a restaurant dish, you just need to add a lot of butter,
Yep.
a lot of cheese, and a hefty pinch of salt. That's usually the secret to restaurant dishes, at least in the States.
Rev's got 3 different cookbooks: Cooking with Amish, Colonial Cookbook, and the Yankees Main Dish Cookbook.
Oh.
Those all sound good.
Yeah. Very traditional American, I feel like.
Oh man, it was very interesting growing up.
I feel like the answer to should I take a nap is always yes. Just make sure you set a timer so that if you're on a schedule, you don't oversleep.
Yeah. Chasing down the Amish cookbook can be like horsing around.
Okay, so got the creme fraiche and the rice. Oh yeah, the salsa verde. We also want to add that. I'm not sure exactly what is in the salsa verde. I'm guessing it's got like cilantro, maybe some cooked down tomatillos if it's a traditional
Or peppers.
salsa verde.
Something green.
Yeah, something green. It might just be bell pepper or chili pepper.
Yeah, my parents are both from Mississippi, but we moved around a lot in the Air Force, so I was really confused why I kept living in like Boston, Seattle, Hawaii, Virginia, etc., and our house was just completely full of Southern living cookbooks. So the second we moved to Texas, I'm like, oh, all of this suddenly makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this food is super comforting in a way I can't completely describe. Aw, Noodle's data does not seem to be agreeing with them. Salsa verde may contain verde.
Yes, may contain green. Pretty much. Alright, let me give this a taste to see where we are on the seasoning. That's really good. A little bit of salt. Maybe a little bit of pepper too. There's not much spice to that salsa. It really is more of like a... very herby. It's more like a parsley oil type mixture more than anything else. So not a whole lot of spice to it. So we'll go ahead and get a little bit of ground pepper in there. Cool. Okay. So I think we're ready to plate up because the pistachios that we have here and the mint leaves are just for garnish. Yeah. So
Cool.
we are ready.
Okay. I definitely don't mind you serving up first if you want.
Sure, I will do that.
You had the spudger there, so I don't know if it would just be easier to like scoop it into 2 bowls or whatever.
Oh yeah, that's probably a good idea. Let's do that. Evenly split them.
Noodles either having data issue or
Battery
power
issues.
issues. They shouted batteries from the top of their lungs.
Well, maybe both you and your phone needs a nap.
Noodle needs batteries. Yeah, Rev's Amish cookbook is from their time in Kentucky.
Okay.
That's KY, right?
Yeah. Interesting. I would never think I mean, I guess there are Amish there. I always think of Ohio when I think of the Amish community because when we lived there, we would sometimes head out to Amish country. But I guess this Pennsylvania as well has a big Amish community. But I didn't realize Kentucky did.
I hear they have good food and good chairs.
Definitely have good food. I don't know if I've ever tried their chairs.
The Colonial Cookbook is from when Rev lived on the East Coast.
Makes sense.
Well, The Yankee cookbook is from here.
Also makes sense.
Hoju is very jealous of your rice plating as they eat their overnight oats for breakfast. Mint for breakfast.
Wait, what?
Hoju's having overnight oats that were mint for breakfast right now.
Oh, mint for breakfast. I was gonna say it's... Yeah. I was gonna say it's not breakfast time, technically, on the West Coast. And I guess you could argue any time is breakfast time, but...
Noodle is going to start some food prep soon, but first they are going to enjoy an ice-cold glass of water. They get cranky without water.
Yes, water is important. I should probably drink more water on stream. Turns out the only time I drank water tonight was after having that barf jelly bean.
Oh gosh.
Which thankfully I'm no longer tasting.
Stay hydrated, y'all.
Okay.
Remember, 6.
Your sleep schedule is still struggling. You sleep till just before noon.
Ooh.
I used to do that all the time as a teenager.
Oh man, my parents like guilt tripped me so much when I tried doing it as a teenager.
Oh really?
I couldn't get past like 10:30 without them being like,
My parents did that too, and I just didn't care. I was like, okay, you don't like me sleeping that long, well, too bad. Of course, I was my own worst enemy because I would stay up super late.
Repeat this story.